Good day, my name is Sean Dalport and this is my self-film assignment. This is section A and I have chosen by creating a supportive learning environment by using inclusive education. Now firstly we'll start with inclusion. Now inclusion is firstly very important when creating a supportive learning environment because we all know that people, especially students at a young age, can be very judgmental. Now, this inclusion has to be seen as an opportunity to create an environment where all are included and accepted equally, no matter the race, religion, social class, socioeconomic disadvantages, their ethnicity, gender, academic achievement, including their disabilities in society. Now, inclusive education. This involves the process of increasing the participation of all learners in and reducing their exclusion from culture, curricula, and communities. This also involves restructuring of policies and practices within the school so that the learners can respond positively to the diversity of their peers in the school and in the people in their community. Now, creating an environment where all students and their cultures, backgrounds, values, and so forth are introduced and talked about and explained in the class so that every student is aware of the various cultures and backgrounds of their peers in order to create a greater respect and understanding, which creates a bigger sense of inclusion. Now, learners with barriers, intrinsic and extrinsic, should not be vulnerable due to their various impairments, disabilities, and should be accepted into the school as any other ordinary school to create their sense of normality. Now, in order to fulfill this practice, a culture of acceptance and uplifting of other students should be created to capture the essence of inclusion. Now, students should then not be scared to go to school because it is then a place where they will feel accepted, and not only accepted in school but in the community as a whole. Now, principles of inclusive education include that all children can learn and need help if there are any impairments. Now, by meeting the needs of this principle, children participate more and thus fair development will take place. The principles also acknowledge that all children are different in some way and have different needs that have to be valued equally. When the differences are acknowledged and respected, the appropriate lessons and methods can be implemented to accommodate all the learners. These principles also enable education that meet the needs of all the children, which creates equal participation. Inclusive education principles also require you to respect all the differences in children from age to ethnicity, gender, etc. Now, the further principles. It is broader than inclusive education is broader than formal education and takes place in forms that are informal, that are in informal structures and places such as online schooling and homeschooling. Now, this type of education accommodates all types of learning environments so that the best learning and participation can take place for any student of any disability or any disadvantage. It is about changing the attitudes and schooling methods and the environment to accommodate and meet the needs of all the learners, not only in the students, but also the teachers and facilitators so that both parties can benefit equally, which will make learning and also teaching more accommodating and effective for both parties. Maximizing participation of all learners in culture and minimizing the educational barriers to learning. And another principle is that inclusive education empowers the learners by developing their individual strengths that enables them to participate in all learning processes. In conclusion, too, inclusive education. Yes. By taking in all of the principles into consideration, it is very important that they all be implemented and practiced correctly to be most effective and as a result cause the most participation possible for effective diverse learning for children of all diversities, disabilities, and etc. Thank you.